So let's talk about the top 4 features of the Insta360 X4 in this video today. The hype's died down a bit. It's been out a few days now. I've had this camera about 3 or 4 weeks. I've been beta testing it, which is really kind of Insta360, especially because I'm sort of a smaller creator. I'm not up there with the big boys quite yet, but we're doing a good job on this channel. If you're new to the channel, by the way, make sure you do subscribe. It really does help. And leave me a comment about what you think about the release. And, you know, if you've got any feedback, I'll be interested to know. Talking of feedback, Insta360 are really good when it comes to receiving feedback, even negative feedback. They always try and improve their products. Not a sponsored video, this one. I'm just generally talking to you about my experience with this camera over the last few weeks and the top 4 features, what I think really make this a good quality update over the X3 and a genuine competitor in the action camera market and not just the 360 market. So, talking about that, my first thing that I love about this is the 4K 60. The 4K 30 on the X3 was good. It was a single lens mode. It was a good action camera for vlogging maybe and adventure videos, but you need 4K 60 for action sports if you're doing stuff that's fast moving and you want it a bit smoother, or you want to potentially slow it down by half to get some cool shots. And, you know, action sports, 4K 60 is the standard. The GoPro that I compared it against has got 5.3K 60, which is great. But the image I prefer out of the X4, the colours, the overall sort of look of the footage, to me, looks a little bit better. And the fact that you've got that 4K 60 in here and a 360 camera, which is probably one of the best 360 cameras you can buy on the market today, especially for people that are prosumers, I suppose we'd call them, and consumers. It's really good for the price. $499 for a fully fledged exceptional 360 camera with all that software that comes with it. That's free, by the way. You don't have any subscriptions unless you want to buy the insurance on top of that to cover it in any way. That's the only sort of extra expense you've got. And then a fully fledged action camera with 4K 60. So yeah, for me that is the first thing, probably the standout feature that really makes this a capable competitor to those other cameras like the Ace Pro, the GoPro 12 and the DJI Action 4. Genuinely is a competitor now to those cameras. The X3 potentially was, it still had that single lens mode, but now we've got 4K 60, really is a great addition to this new X4. The sort of headline feature was 8K 30. Now again, 8K 30 is great. It gives you an overall export of 2.7K, so they've doubled the export resolution from the X3. It does look a lot better, which is brilliant. You've also got 11K time lapse and 8K time shift to sort of take advantage of that big sensor. But the biggest one for me is the 5.7K 360 footage in 60 frames per second. Again, they're giving you another option to slow it down in post-production, but it just looks smoother. It's better for sort of lower light scenarios. The 8K is only sort of suitable for really bright scenarios, which is what Insta360 told me. The last 3 weeks in the UK, by the way, have just been absolutely dire. I mean, it's April, yes, but it's spring. We've had no sunshine whatsoever. I've sort of had to film in between the clouds, if you like. It's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. But 5.7K 60 now in 360 footage. That, for me, that looks better than the 8K to my eye. That's a big upgrade over the X3. The X3 topped out at 30 frames per second again. So yeah, you've got this new chip inside, which we'll talk about. That's my last point. But yeah, 5.7K 60 looks exceptional, and you can slow it down in post-production. The third feature, which I didn't think I'd like as much as I did, is the MEMODE. If you're into shooting vertical video, which, you know, let's face it, a lot of people are at the moment for Instagram, TikTok, you know, YouTube Shorts. This is a genuine vertical shooting video option now. You've got 4K in MEMODE, which is that vertical video. It doesn't require any sort of post-processing. It shoots in 4K, and then you get that invisible self-stick look without doing any reframing in post-production in the app or anything. So it's just straight file, records 4K footage. It looks really good, and if you record a lot of vertical footage, it's a no-brainer, really, this camera. On top of that, you've got 2.7K 120 frames per second slow motion, which looks really good as well. So, like, 1080p 2.7K just for YouTube and social media is perfectly fine. 1080p is perfectly fine. All these resolutions are, you know, only if you're doing sort of extensive post-production work. you want the best, absolute best image quality, you're pixel peeping or you're cropping into the image, that's when you need the most pixels. 1080p for YouTube is, you know, is fine. In fact, I shoot some of my videos in 1080p and sort of rescale it up a little bit to 4K on the export. So there's some little tricks and stuff you can do. So MEMODE is brilliant, and the fact that you've got no post-production, no reframing needed to get that invisible selfie stick look in vertical video is, for me, another great feature that maybe might be overlooked from the main reviews, but I just think it's an exceptional feature you will probably use more than the 8K30, for instance. My last point is the battery life. It's 67% better, and it's noticeable. It is a bigger camera compared to the X3. It's, you know, it's a bit taller, a bit thicker, a bit chunkier, and a bit heavier. Of course, because you've got a bigger battery inside, but it's 2,290 milliamps, which is up to 135 minutes of runtime in 5.7K. It's a big improvement. I noticed that I didn't have to sort of put any extra batteries in whilst I was recording for the whole day. More than I can say for the GoPro, which I probably went through 3 batteries, because when you're shooting in 5.3K 60 especially, it just burns through batteries. So I've noticed the battery life is a lot better on the X4. I've been really impressed with it, partly because maybe of that 5nm chip inside. We've got the chip that they used on the Ace Pro. It's a lot faster, a lot more efficient how it uses the battery more than likely. You've got the AI processing, the gesture control, the voice command. You've got the AI edit feature in there where you can sort of flag bits of the footage and take it to the application and do some editing. It's a lot faster. The whole UI is quicker than the X3. It starts up quicker, it starts recording quicker, and you've got cancel recording as well. So if you start recording something, you can hold down the record button, it cancels the recording. So you've got all these features that they introduced in the Ace Pro because of that new chip inside. So that's my last sort of point. Battery life, AI chip, 5nm chip, sort of the Apple Silicon technology that you've seen in recent years. It's really fast, the UI is brilliant, and again, that's one of the advantages over its competitors. The GoPro is coming, I don't know, it's very sluggish to use and it's very annoying. The touchscreen is not good, so that's what I don't like about the GoPro. So overall, it's a great update. Those are my 4 main features that I think really make this stand out from any other camera on the market. Of course, you can deep dive into the 8K and all the other specs this camera has. I've done a video, I'll link it up above, about the full deep dive spec of all of the stuff that this has been updated with. So yeah, it's a great camera. I really do love it, and I do fully recommend it. If you want to grab one, there's a link in the description. That's an affiliate link. It, of course, helps this channel grow if you buy through that link, but if I've got any discount codes or free gifts or anything that Insta360 generally do for me, they'll be in the link below with the code and stuff. So yeah, it's a great camera. I fully recommend it. If you've got any more questions, let me know in the comments down below. But until next time, stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing some more videos, obviously covering a lot more of the features in future videos coming up over the next weeks and months. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.